I talk, you listen. Welcome to my one-man panel of madness. Hey everyone, this is Dr. Jiahu, and I am super excited because we are finally there. We're just a few hours away from the premiere of Star Trek Discovery Season 3, and I am currently doing a Star Trek Season 2 marathon, getting ready for the arrival of the new season. And let me just say, I am super excited for this for many reasons. For one thing, primarily, is that we're moving hundreds and hundreds of years into the future. We're going to learn what happened, perhaps, to Starfleet, what happened to the Federation, who are the new villains, what happened to the Klingons, where's the Enterprise, all these different things just keep coming up in my mind. And so I'm very excited that we're going to see the future of Star Trek. And this is something that a lot of fans had hoped for when Star Trek Discovery was originally announced. Not when they did the first little mini teaser with the new Discovery ship, but before, and it was announced, fans thought that the show would take place after Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, the Nemesis movies, and so forth, somewhat in vein of Star Trek Picard, where it would be looking into the future of Starfleet, new ships and so forth. So obviously that's not what happened. And then when we realized that it was going to be a prequel, well, we thought it'd be a little bit closer to what Star Trek, the original series was, which was not. So or you could say it was kind of a balance of the two. However, now these fans are going to get what they wanted. They're getting to see a Star Trek universe hundreds of years into the future. So what does that mean? What do the starships look like? What is going on? We know that something has happened to the Federation. We know that perhaps even Starfleet is gone. And from the synopses that we have read, they are saying that we are going to see, I guess, Burnham and the crew perhaps rekindle the United Federation of Planets and Starfleet. So who knows? I'm very anxious to know what is going on and what will go on and how this will lead into future Star Trek Discovery episodes. And this could be an entire reboot, a whole reboot for the Star Trek franchise, at least for Star Trek Discovery, until we get Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which, let me just say, as I'm watching Pike on the screen right now, when I'm doing my little Season 2 marathon, I am just, impatient. I really want to see what the new crew, it's hard to say because, it's not a new crew. We know Pike, number one, and Spock have already been on, the Enterprise. But to me, this is like a new show, new crew. And Strange New Worlds is going to be a very new Star Trek show. But yet it's a crew that we've seen in both the classic series and in Season 2 of Discovery. But what I'm saying is it's a new show. It's a new thing. It's a new crew. It's a new feel. But to see the Enterprise again and to see these new stories and from, what we know, it is going to be episodic. It's going to be, there will be a story arc, overall season story arc, but it's going to be a new episode, a new story, a new mission, of the week per se, sort of like the original series. So this is all very exciting. My predictions, what will happen in this new season of Discovery, Season 3? Well, I'm sure that we're not going to get too much information in the first episode, maybe not even in the second episode, but I know that it'll start building up, perhaps around episode 3, and what we're going to see is that something happened, perhaps politically, or, from what we saw based on Star Trek Picard, Starfleet is not what it used to be. Even Picard says, because it's no longer Starfleet, because it's not Starfleet. So maybe the events of Picard will somehow play into what happens 950 years later. Maybe, I don't know. Perhaps, after 900 years, what else could there be? What else could Starfleet be doing? What is the Federation exploring? What is going on? Because you would have to think, 900 years, it's almost 1,000 years. How far into the universe have we gone? Have we gone beyond our own galaxy? Have we gone to galaxies far, far away? And so all of this really comes to mind about where are we 950 years into the future from the point of the classic timeline, the classic series. You know, are we doing time travel? Maybe. So I think that for me, this season might be about learning what happened and essentially how can we restore what Starfleet once was. And so you have this crew that has gone 900 years into the future, but they come from a world where there is Starfleet, where there is a Federation, where there is peace, where there is harmony. Well, not, until the Klingons settled down. Of course there wasn't, but, I'm kidding. Anyways, so yeah, what is it that what is the villain in this? That's the only thing I can't think about. Who are the villains? If there are any villains. Or maybe at this point, Starfleet and the Federation are the villains. Maybe people have broken away and said, listen, we don't need a Federation. We don't need Starfleet to police everything out there. Perhaps all scientific endeavors have stopped. Maybe we've gone backwards instead of going forward, and technology has become useless, and we've gone into some kind of apocalyptic future. But I really don't know what to expect, except that I know that I predict it's going to be some kind of situation, something bad happened, and the crew is going to try to put things back together so that there can be a future Starfleet, a future Federation, and it'll all be led by Burnham and the crew of the USS Discovery. Now, obviously, they're not politicians, they're not lawmakers, so how will that play? I don't know, but that's kind of my only prediction I have, because I'm really not sure how else it's going to play out. I'm excited for that because I don't want to know too much. So I hope that you will enjoy. And I also have to do a quick review on Star Trek Lower Decks, which I've got to say, I really enjoyed Lower Decks. It's definitely one of those shows that's for the fans, because I think if you're an obsessed fan like me, then you get all those little tidbits, all those little, quotes, or when they talk about past episodes, they just kind of jump into your mind, and so I'm excited to see what's going to happen, and that's what I have for Star Trek. We did mention Doctor Who. We did have the New York Comic Con panel just a few days ago, and I had a whole segment ready for it. I just didn't feel like even airing it because it was just, I wasn't too happy about the Comic Con panel. It was looking back and knowing stuff we already know. I wish they would have given us a date, a teaser, a trailer, something. They gave us 2 photos, but I'm not ungrateful. I'm glad we got to see something and have an idea that somehow the Doctor is doing a life term in prison. What does that mean? I don't think she's going to regenerate unless the BBC is holding off on the fact that maybe she is leaving the show. I don't know, but we'll see. Of course, we wanted to learn more if the show is already in production. Some sources say that the show has already started filming. The cast mentioned that they are prepping and that they will film sometime before the end of the year. So we'll see how that works. I believe some of the sources that have said that they've already started filming. And this is one of the reasons that I don't know if it's the BBC or if it's Chris Chibnall and his group, but I do not like the way that they handle the Doctor Who property. All the secrecy just gives more reason to have spoilers show up. And they've done it in the past. When you keep it too secret, someone's going to find something and ruin it. So I'm kind of looking forward. I don't have a problem with Jodie Whittaker as a Doctor. I like her as a Doctor. My Doctor is still Peter Capaldi, though, number 12. But Jodie does bring something fun and new to the role, and I really like the storyline of the Timeless Child. But I don't like Chris Chibnall. And one of the reasons, I've said this many times, is that he had the balls to get on live television and talk smack to Kit and Jane Baker and saying how much their story sucked. Well, let's be honest. All of your stories, Mr. Chibnall, have not been roses. There have been some stinkers, and yes, I still watch it because it's Doctor Who, but you had no right to do what you did back in the 80s. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google or go to YouTube and you'll see the video and you'll be like, wow, this guy's a pompous ass. And yeah, I just don't like the secrecy. At least I liked Steve Moffat for being straightforward and saying, yes, no, here's a date, here's what we got. The whole trying to create mystery around a show that is supposed to be about the Doctor's mystery just doesn't work. And it just lends itself for fans going out there, going to shooting locations, finding out where things are happening, and breaking news, breaking spoilers. So I am definitely going to be happy once Mr. Chibnall steps away and we have a new showrunner, hopefully one that is not going to take this whole secret thing so seriously. So going back to Trek, yes, let's make it so. Coming up now, October 15th, the season premiere of Star Trek Discovery Season 3. I can't wait. So until next time.